Today on Studio G, a family tragedy in Miami, why it's important to have your pool checked before you go swimming.
And later, a look at how it could be expensive to wake up in the morning.
And Las Vegas gets a taste of Hawaiian culture. Stay tuned, you're watching Studio G. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ron Paul Gavino.
And I'm Daphne Barreto.
We start with breaking news today. 3 people were stabbed to death in the Las Vegas Valley in less than 24 hours. These incidents are unrelated, but homicide detectives are investigating why this happened in such close proximity. Reporter Fabiola Marzano talked to a resident near the area.
You safeguard yourself. I mean, they're not going to attack you, hopefully.
Patrick Freeman is a new resident of Las Vegas.
I try to, make friends with everybody.
After living 2 weeks in the city, he's shocked to see the amount of stabbing crimes happening in a short-term period.
The dangers that you face when you're walking down the street, if you go next door to your neighbor, you go next door to a store, what would happen,
On Wednesday, a knife fight broke outside the parking lot of Savers Thrift Store, killing a man from upper body wounds. Less than 6 hours later, 2 people were stabbed inside an apartment complex on Exeter Drive and Isaac Avenue. The next day, a man was stabbed in front of women and children at the McDonald's restaurant on West Sahara Avenue. That same weekend, another double stabbing occurred on West Tropicana and Torrey Pines, sending 2 people to the hospital.
Some people don't know how to handle it, so the best way they can handle it is through violence. And this is really, it's a bad thing in Las Vegas. It doesn't look good.
3 out of the 5 men stabbed were sent here at the University Medical Center, where one was pronounced dead after having an argument over a cell phone. Now, police did not comment on this incident happening in the valley, but residents like Patrick are concerned about the disturbing patterns.
On the northeast of Las Vegas, where Patrick currently lives, another man was stabbed in the shoulder at the 7-Eleven store near Maryland Parkway and Charleston Boulevard.
To hear that there's crime within 24 hours, you got 3-4 crimes. That's an alarming situation right there.
According to the Crime in the United States reports, Nevada ranks 2nd in the nation for violent crimes. But that fact does not change Patrick's mind at all.
I'm staying in Vegas. I might get lucky.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Fabiola Marzano.
If anyone has information about these crimes, you should contact police immediately. Or you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 702-385-5555. Moving on, a U.S. Marshal shot and critically injured a defendant at a federal court in Salt Lake City, Utah. The man rushed the witness stand with a pen. According to FBI, the defendant was hospitalized with at least 1 chest wound. The story is still developing, and we will keep you updated as we learn more details.
And as the weather warms up in the Las Vegas Valley, more people are heading to the pools for some relief from the heat. However, a family's fun day at the pool turned into a nightmare. 7-year-old Calder Sloan was in a backyard pool at his home in Miami, swimming with a family friend. The 2 were racing. The friend jumped out of the pool after feeling a tingle. He tried to get Calder's attention, but it was too late. He was already swimming towards the pool light. Calder was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital.
We're envious of him. He swam better than a dolphin. Somehow he was shocked by that, flew out of the water screaming, and then it was, thank God he went into as we understand it, went into some form of unconsciousness. It makes me extremely angry and sad. I don't think my wife and I have processed it. Processing this is going to take forever.
After inspecting the pool, it revealed there was a problem with the electrical wiring. One of the ground wires connecting the pool switch to the transformer wasn't attached. Instead of sending the normal 12 volts of electricity to the pool light, it sent 120. The family laid their child to rest on Friday. More than 100 people showed up to the funeral. Police are still investigating the cause of the electrocution. We'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned.
UNLV-TV, where no animal has an expiration date.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
Do I know you? Oh my god, who are you? Why are you taking my picture?
I'm Savannah.
I'm Zoe.
We're the hosts of Happy Hour. Our show is kind of like a mix of everything. It's like happy hour, whatever you do.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, all the elements of like kind of like a comedy show, kind of like put on radio along with news and then music. I'm Savannah.
I'm Zoe.
We're the hosts of Happy Hour on the Rebel HQ.
And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Welcome back. As 420 celebrations end in Colorado, other states continue to debate about legalizing medical marijuana. Reporter Kyle King informs us the pros and cons linked to this drug.
One thing that's currently booming out in business is medical marijuana. Medical marijuana, according to the Huffington Post, is worth over $1 billion in the market, and Colorado has no hesitation to bring it all out. However, is legalizing medical marijuana a mistake?
My two favorite things: sugar, marijuana.
Medical marijuana can be used for the wrong reasons, such as recreational use, and it could also be cooked into brownies for an edible sensation. But right now, the market in Colorado is currently booming, and there were dozens and dozens of vendors advertising their new products.
It's an awesome industry. It is definitely a growing industry. It's a fun industry.
Cartridges, there's drinks, salad dressings, like anything.
Even though medical marijuana is becoming a booming business in Colorado and the states are slowly trying to legalize it, is Nevada really ready for medical marijuana, or will it fall into the wrong hands and be used as recreational use? There's been 2 deaths linked to medical marijuana.
Industry needs to police itself, and we need to regulate and put safety measures in place for many of the products.
It needs to be tested. Everything needs to be made in a safe, certified kitchen.
According to ColoradoMedicalDoctors.com, some of the qualifications to get the medical marijuana card are cancer patients, epilepsy, muscle spasms, severe chronic pain, and headaches, and some of these conditions are so minor that so many people can have access to this card and misuse it. For Studio G, I'm Kyle King.
Since April 1st, medical marijuana is now legal in Nevada if prescribed from a doctor from a state-licensed dispensary. However, it is still against federal law. Now, we'll send it over to Elena for our interview segment.
Thank you, Daphne. Welcome back from Daphne at the desk. Las Vegas medicine cabinets may be the reason for the high drug distribution found in Las Vegas. Since 2011, heroin seems to be on the rise around the valley, and more teenagers are found taking the drug. Today I'm here with Kent Bisco, Director of Nevada High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Program, to talk about the problem that's happening. Thank you, Kent, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What does your program do?
Well, the HIDA program is a portion of the Office of National Drug Control Policy. And what we do is we try to bring different segments of law enforcement together by funding narcotics investigation. And what we do is we target the most prolific narcotics traffickers in the area and try to put them in prison.
Gotcha. Well, why is it heroin?
A few years ago in Florida, there was an explosion of pharmaceutical abuse, diverting pharmaceuticals from their intended purpose to recreational use. And the favorites were oxycodone, Oxycontin, which are opiate-based pain relievers. Well, that's just a more refined form of heroin. So what happens is, especially young people were the ones experimenting with these pharmaceuticals. They would get addicted to the opiates, and when they could no longer steal it from mom and dad, steal it from grandma and grandpa's medicine cabinet, or get it from friends, they would turn to heroin, because the pharmaceuticals can be as much as $1 a milligram on the street, where heroin's still $10 for a balloon, and they can get 2 or 3 hits of the heroin, plus it's a more intense quicker high than the pharmaceuticals.
Gotcha, and they're getting it from the medicine cabinets, but you said we're talking about teenagers. What is the age range
What we've seen, we did an operation a few years ago at a local high school, and we were seeing from 17 to 23. That was the most active target group that was involved in it. And they were exchanging it for money and other things, and it was sad to see the number of young people involved in this. And, you know, most drugs, there's a demographic involved to different drugs. Well, with the pharmaceuticals and now the heroin, it's across all demographic lines. There is no specific group in our society that is more or less prone to becoming addicted.
Gotcha. So tell me real quick, heroin, it's not the first drug that they try. So how do they get into it, and then how do they continue their addiction?
Like you said, once they start with pharmaceuticals, then the natural progression, because it is basically the same drug, just heroin's less refined than the pharmaceuticals. Once they get into that, it's a natural progression to go to heroin. And give you an indication, I worked narcotics with Metro for 7 years, and I think in the whole 7 years, I might have seen 5 pounds of heroin. And last year, just the HIDTA groups seized 40 kilograms of heroin. So about almost 90 pounds of heroin just in our HIDTA groups. And that was almost double what it was the year before. If things continue this way, this year, the way they are in the first quarter, we're going to see that record broken again. That's how much it's skyrocketed. And you know, the pharmaceuticals, when these young people are getting addicted, we're seeing 3 times the overdose deaths of on pharmaceuticals than meth, heroin, and cocaine combined.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, we were talking earlier about crime going up, and or not so much going up, but there's a lot of stabbings going on. You know, is this involved with?
Well, anytime that you get somebody addicted to a substance, once they get addicted, it's not their choice to do it. They have no choice. They have to have their heroin. They have to have their oxy, whatever their drug of choice, or their methamphetamine, whatever their drug of choice is, they have to have it. The more they do it, the less ability they have to go out and earn money by doing a normal 9-to-5 job. So they're going to get the money to buy those drugs however they can. Some turn to dealing, some turn to burglary, robbery, whatever it takes for them to obtain their drugs.
That's crazy. And they're young children that are doing this.
A lot of them are kids, and that's where they get started. But with the heroin especially, once a heroin addict, always a heroin addict. I mean, they may be a recovering addict, but it's one of those drugs that really stick with people, and it's hard to kick, and it's hard to get away from that drug and that lifestyle.
Exactly. So this is going to be my last question. How does someone maybe get over this? You know, because I know the side effects are pretty bad.
There are a lot of treatment facilities in town, but the best way to get over it is still get started. But there are treatment facilities in town that provide treatment, and they are relatively successful doing that.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Kent, for being here
today.
For
having me. I appreciate it.
I'm glad we talked about this. I'm glad we talked. We are out of time, but thank you again for joining us. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Greek fraternity and sorority life at UNLV can provide an experience like no other. With benefits including supportive friends, leadership and career opportunities, and community service.
Greek life at UNLV is really great because it's a good way to network and meet new people from all over the place.
We got academics, and we're all about that culture. So we encompass everything all around, and we're out here and we're trying to better ourselves and try to make it better, and let's just make it all better all together.
It's your boy Miles Lowe.
Crystal McGuerza.
King Louie here. This is Don Conker.
3 P's in a Pod.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
The King Louie Show. The Revolution.
Combox Radio with Crystal May.
KUMV. The Rebel HD2.
Come listen to us at therebelhd2.com.
It's indie rock, pop rock, and underground hip hop, R&B mix, electronic and dance music.
Click on the listen link and there we are.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show. I specialize in underground local hip hop music as well as your top hits. In the first hour we play your top hits, second hour other local legends that you guys may have never heard of. But I want my listeners to realize that there's more good music than what you hear on the radio. Just diversify your ears a little bit. I love it with all my heart. It's your boy Miles Lowe from the Miles Lowe Midweek Show. You can check my show out from the rebelhd2.com.
For all you coffee lovers out there, a cup of joe could become a bit more costly in the future. Due to extreme temperatures, countries like Brazil may have to look beyond their main growing area of coffee, which ultimately affects 35 million workers.
I am very concerned. I would say climate change is the most serious threat to the sustainability of the coffee supply chain right now.
Although it may be a drawback for some countries, it has provided opportunities for other countries, such as Vietnam, to start producing coffee.
Vietnam, for example, has become a much bigger player and is now the second largest exporter of coffee, or producer of coffee worldwide now, after Brazil. India is now developing its own coffee industry, and as is China.
According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, by 2020, coffee production could decline by 34%. And by 2050, countries could run out of cool mountainsides to grow their coffee. Now, I'm feeling a bit tired today, so I think some coffee would do me good.
Definitely.
It is a shame that we are not going to have that much by 2050.
Yeah, my day doesn't start until I have my cup of coffee.
I feel you. But it is when I walk out of the door with the coffee that I enjoyed the nice weather. Alvin, how are we looking today?
We're looking well. Good afternoon in Las Vegas. I'm Alvin Loy with the weather. And why don't we just look right today? We can see that our current temperature is 88 degrees. But if we want to look at the other temperatures as well, we have 84 at Mercury, 83 at Kingsman, and 81 at St. George. If we want to keep looking on, we have our low today is 69, but look at our average low. Average low is usually at 58 degrees. Moving on, we can see that our current wind speed is 21 Mercury, 3 at Nellis, and 5 at Las Vegas. But we want to look more. We can see there's a red flag warning from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Red flag is there's conditions for fire to break out easily. And also there's a wind advisory from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And as we go on to the satellite, we can see that over here in Las Vegas area, it's mostly clear. There is some clouds, but the clouds over here is we see a cool front that's pushing in, that's bringing all this cloud and rain. And in fact, if we want to look at this area, there's this low pressure system that's in the middle of the country that's bringing much rain over there to that area of the country. If we want to look at our lows today, our low is 69 and our low is 55 in Kingsman and St. George at 55 degrees. If we want to just see tomorrow's forecast, we see that 88 degrees is our forecast. But if you want to look, see the lows, what it's affecting, at 61 degree at Medford and 67 in Reno. And there's the rain that's all bringing about by that low system. But we want to look into tomorrow's forecast. For Tuesday, we have windy condition. We'll bring dust into the road, so just be careful when you're driving out there. Wednesday and Thursday will be sunny, but Friday will bring back the wind again. So again, just be careful. And we want to bring in, for Saturday and Sunday, we have sunny skies. And that's all I have for today. After the break, we will hear from Don about the latest in the science and technology world.
Scribecast Radio Show. We talk to new artists, major artists, the best artists. We talk about hip-hop, R&B, anything else, hot topics. This is awesomeness. Play some new hip-hop. Second hour, we typically play new R&B. Freaking amazing. I'm Scribecast. I'm the best. What's up? It's your girl, Scribecast. This is the Scribecast Radio Show. You can listen to me on the rebelhd2.com.
Only place where you're going to hear these stories, the stories that count, that Combox Radio refuses to cover. My show is The King Louie Show, so, no one really wants to hear about the last bombing that happened in Baghdad. So we do the stories that matter, like K-Rev having a seizure at mid-court, or fast-paced show with lots of fast-paced music, especially punk rock, and stories that hit hard. King Louie here, host of The King Louie Show on the Rebel HD2, and I am here every Friday noon to 2.
We're Combox Radio, and we talk about anything from relationships, friendships, family, and school. Yeah, anything like that.
We know our shows is from the 3 to 4 o'clock hour. We want to take that hour to just kind of let everyone unwind and just
take a break with us.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Crystal Magorza, and my show is called Combox Radio with Crystal May. We are on Thursdays from 3 to 4 p.m.
Hi, I'm Donald Woods with this Monday's Science and Technology News.
Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the earth, has been in the media lately as an avalanche killed 13 Sherpa guides and injured half a dozen people last Friday. 3 people are still reported missing. Coincidentally, the Discovery Channel was scheduled to air a special on Mount Everest on May 11th. The network has decided to pull it from their listings following the recent tragedy. Nepal officials say the Friday accident was the deadliest on Mount Everest ever. The avalanche struck 50 people, most of them Nepalese Sherpas at 20,000 feet. The cybersecurity scare known as Heartbleed is continuing to take a toll on the online community. The most recent is healthcare.gov. The Obama administration says there is no immediate threat to users. However, passwords have been reset for all enrollees and new passwords must be created. Other popular websites have reevaluated and revamped their security procedures because of this vulnerability. Many have asked users to change their passwords as well. A law enforcement official tells CNN that a bomb threat written on a note found on a Delta flight prompted security screening at Denver International Airport Friday evening. A Delta spokesman tells CNN that Delta Flight 1500 from Detroit to Denver landed safely at 4:40 p.m. on Friday. The 737 aircraft was carrying 151 passengers and 6 crew members. These are pictures from a passenger on that flight. Upon arrival, the flight was directed to a remote location. Passengers were deprived onto buses, then taken to another location at the Denver airport where they were interviewed by the FBI. A cargo craft is now on its way to the International Space Station. The SpaceX Dragon capsule launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida this afternoon. The spacecraft has been scheduled to launch Monday, but says a helium leak postponed those plans. The capsule is delivering 5,000 pounds of food and supplies to the International Space Station. It's set to reach the ISS Sunday morning. And on the subject of space, the scientific community is mourning the loss of NASA engineer John Houbolt. He died last week at the age of 95 after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. Houbolt was best known for his work promoting the concept of lunar orbit rendezvous, which was a strong component of the Apollo moon landings. That's all the science and technology news I have for this Monday. I'm Donald Woods. We'll be right back after the break.
I want this place to be a place that they feel safe, and secure, a place where they get inspired. So many times we kind of get complacent in our everyday life, transforming lives in the community from the inside out. I've been in fitness my whole life, but now tying that in now in my spiritual walk, it's been just amazing. Some people may want to run a marathon. Some may want to just get off their asthma inhaler. Exercising and moving our bodies, I think it's, you know, I always say if you don't use it, you lose it.
FGY.
Kaylin Hype. And I'm Jay Luna.
And we're Ill Vibe Theory.
It's an underground hip-hop show here at UNLV where we focus on making the hip-hop culture in the Las Vegas Valley more prevalent and just making people more aware of up-and-coming underground hip-hop artists.
Basically, we play what we like. It's really as simple as that. Most of the stuff we like are our hits, so both.
On KUNV HD2, Las Vegas.
Promotes personal and professional development through competitive events, community involvement, and leadership development.
I joined DECA because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I got to meet people, network, and definitely work on my public speaking.
To join DECA, it's a very simple process. You have to pay a $25 membership fee. You can either come to our next meeting, our website, which is unlvdeca.co.vu.
We're open to all majors who are interested in business, finance, or hospitality-related fields.
And welcome back from the break. A recent downtown festival brought together everyone together in the Filipino community. Reporter Troy Fosgate has the story.
Pinoy Pride Celebration mixes Filipino music, art, and cuisine once a year in Las Vegas.
The ultimate goal is eventually get the Filipino community to get together. The mission is to get different generations of Filipino Americans to come together and just experience the culture.
The festival attendees break down the meaning behind Pinoy Pride.
These are my people, doing my ancestors proud.
You know, we're very close to our family. We take care of our elderly, very tight family knit. We always like to get together and eat. We eat more than we drink, so you know, I'm sure a lot of families out there want to be with their family as well.
Whether it's through selling a product or engaging in deep conversation, everyone connects together.
It's fun to be a vendor, meet everybody, you know, putting our name out there, getting new patients, helping people. It's a good experience.
there's a ton of Filipinos here in Las Vegas, it's a better opportunity for Filipinos to get together once a year with something like this. So it definitely brings out a better sense of community within the Filipino culture.
The Filipino community is the biggest Asian minority in Las Vegas right now. If there's one link to be together with culture and diversity, it's a step forward.
Cultural festivals are unique in their own way. It's life, it's community, it's family, no matter what. To anyone who's never been to a culture festival before, keep an open mind and an open heart. A lot of loving people, a lot of things to learn from and appreciate. For Studio G, I'm Troy Fosgate.
The festival is sure to come back soon. The Filipino community says the festival gives a glimpse of what the culture is like.
A vacation to Hawaii can be expensive, but this weekend the Pure Aloha Festival brought the culture and music of the islands to Las Vegas Valley.
Held at the Rio, Las Vegas's 13th annual Pure Aloha Festival was a pure success. Celebrating the Hawaiian and Polynesian cultures, the festival brought out an estimated 25,000 attendees.
Personally, I've always been interested in anything that has to do with Hawaii. I think the culture is so beautiful, the music and the people.
Pure Aloha brought the island to the desert with live entertainment, over 100 vendors, and a carnival for the kids.
It has definitely come a long way. We first started off at Palace Station and we didn't even have a festival, we only had a concert.
Although it started small, Pure Aloha has only grown over the years, thanks in part to the event goers. And according to Ashelle Frazier, people come back for the sense of family that the culture emphasizes.
The Hawaiian culture and all the Aloha spirit that's shared throughout the festival. We've had a lot of vendors that have been with us for many, many years. Some of them have been with us from the beginning, from 13 years ago, and we've definitely created a Pure Aloha family. There's a lot of people that live in Las Vegas from Hawaii. They consider Las Vegas to be the ninth island, and this is something that they can all come to gather with friends and family.
For Studio G, I'm Tristan Balagtas.
In case you missed the event, Pure Aloha will be back this October.
You know, there's a lot of festivals going on in our city right now.
There is. I wish I could have gone to
I know.
some
I
of
need to
them.
go to some cultural stuff, but my favorite culture is having a festival next week, or next weekend actually, and it's the food culture for foodies, and it's going to be Foodie Fest, and it's going to be awesome, and I'm going to eat a lot.
I love eating.
Yeah, see, there we go. Well, I hope to see you guys at Foodie Fest. Stay tuned for tomorrow's edition of Studio G. I'm Ron Paul Gavino.
And I am Daphne Barreto. Have a wonderful day, Las Vegas.